Hey guys, today I'm gonna teach you how to heel flip. And I'm sure you probably watched like several videos or at least few videos before you got to this video to try to learn heel flip, because there's a bunch of heel flip videos on YouTube, and for some reason I didn't have it, so I'm making it today. So first thing is I'm gonna explain to you how to heel flip, and then I'm gonna go into like little delicacies, like little points that I've noticed and noticed while I was learning and noticed while I was watching my own videos. Like some of the stuff actually I didn't know that, and then I figured out like by watching the videos, trying to make this video actually. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go into some troubleshootings. Like what does, like, generally it's gonna be like explained during the points, but then there's some other stuff that I've noticed like people make mistake, and I made a mistake when I was learning Heelflip, and so yeah, that's my plan for this video, and I'm gonna start with explaining how to Heelflip. So I mean, like there's not a whole lot of thing to explain here. Basically, you kind of do ollie, and then your foot goes up, and then you heel flip, like flick it with the heel. Like not really a flick, more like almost like a kick, but your heel kicking, so to speak. Because like flick is more like flick it. Like so by definition, it's more like a kick, but you're using the heel, so it's a heel flip. What I usually do is when I do any kind of flip tricks, I actually pop slightly backward. And I'm gonna play this video, and you're gonna see it's still very subtle. It's like you see me moving, and they kind of look like I'm kind of a little bit stopped when I'm about to pop. And what I'm actually doing is I'm forcing the board to go slightly backward this way, and then so like, I'm moving, and then I'm pushing slightly backward, so it looked like it's like kind of stopped. But what I'm actually doing is popping backward. The reason why I do that is because when you heel flip, you're pushing the board forward. So like you're pushing it forward, and then that forces needs to be compensated. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to land like this. So you heel flip, and then you're going to land like that. Your back foot is sitting on the ground, and then your front foot is somewhere in the middle of the board. So to compensate that, you have to pop slightly backward and then start pushing the board. And another thing I do is I put my heel all the way back of the board, and then I push it forward 45 degrees like this. So push it like that. The reason why I do that is I want the board to go slightly forward of me. Like it's like slightly come forward. And the reason why that's ideal is because like when you bend your knee up, it's actually like from your center of your body, it's slightly in front of you, like just slightly in front of you, maybe like by 4 inches or something. And then you're going to jump slightly forward too. So what end up happening is like, well, you're going to flip the board, and then you're going to kind of come above like a board width of it. You're going to come forward, like say like I'm facing this way, I'm moving that way, and it's going to come about the board distance forward. Yeah, that's why I flick the board from the back of my heels is in the back of the deck, and then it goes towards about quarter of the nose right there, like about like this much right here. Yeah. So I've noticed like my motion tend to be, I start to pop, and then my foot start to go up, and then it start to go wham, like up and push like that. So when my knees start to sort of like make like kick motion, is when I was about to hit the nose right there. Coming up, I'm coming up, and then bam, out like that, 45-degree angle. And but when you actually try this, like it's gonna feel quite difficult in the beginning, and then like how do you try not to how do you approach this trick without like getting hurt too much or things like that, is basically when you start doing the flicks, try not to land it. Like try not to try to perfect the flick. That's what I would say to the kickflip too, is because like one of the things you need to really remember is when you hit the nose too hard, board's gonna come up like this, you know, and then, you know, so, so initially, I would say best thing to do is like don't go all the way back and try to 45-degree flick a quarter of the nose right here. Try to get out right there. I would say try to just hit like little bit of nose right there. And then I'll start with somewhere like say like in the middle of the board right here, like put the heel and somewhere in the middle of the board, and then just try to hit the nose just a little bit, and then see if it flicks, you know. And then basically your goal initially is to perfect the flick, not trying to land it. Just try to perfect the flick where it comes like somewhere you can land it. And then another thing I've seen a lot of people make mistake of is because they're kicking it down, like they're trying to push down, like up down, like kind of thing. And then what's hard about that is like you're kicking it down, but then you have to come back up and then land it, you know. So like it's easier to flick that way because you're kicking it down, but then that's a weird motion, right? Like you're in the air and then you're like pushing it down and then try to come back up, you know. So like to me, like it's a lot more easier to just flick it out up and then just kind of come back like this. But yeah, everybody's different, but like it's like normally it is not considered a legit heel flip when you kick it down, like, you know, like it's kind of cheating, you know. Like so a lot of people kicking it down, and another side effects of kicking it down quite often is they're not really pushing it forward, and then board tend to go behind you. Like it's like it flicks, you flick it down for some reason, that force pushing it down tend to push the board behind you, and then you can't see the board and you can't land it. And so yeah, you have to still push it forward, and then like 45-degree angle, boom, you know. Yeah, and then you have to kind of like jump slightly forward with it, so like it's gonna go, you know. Yeah, I think that's about it. And I know I played a lot of slow-mos, but don't watch slow-mo too much. The reason why it is like your concept of time when it comes to executing heel flip or kick flip or any trick for that matter. When you watch too much slow-mo, your mind tend to think slowly. So I'm gonna play the real time, real speed video of all the 5 or 6 clips I have, and that's gonna be my end of the video. Yeah, so hope you get this trick, and it's not too hard, but it is tricky. So like you just try to flick it many times, flick it, flick it, flick it, flick it, and then when it start to come like near you, like start like board is landing where you can like see it and where you can feel like you can land it on it, and that's when you want to suck it up. And even if you're gonna do primo, I'm gonna jump on it. You know, I'm gonna jump on it regardless if I'm gonna fall. So like, yeah. So flick it, flick it, flick it, flick it, and then try to stay on top of the board. And then the speed is actually quite important. Speed is actually important. Actually, the reason why speed is important, like, is because of the you don't have the flick. You don't have the ankle to like flick on. Like knees doesn't move like this, you know? Like, so knees kind of move like just, I mean, not the knee, the heels doesn't move, you know, really. So heels just staying there. So your knees has to move all the way. So yeah, one thing I would recommend, like say like you're a younger kid and your body weight is like very, say, like 100 pound, 110 pound or somewhere right there. Try to get the lighter trucks and wheels, like smaller wheels, lighter truck, and then probably just because your friends have 8.5 doesn't mean you have to have 8.5. You can drop down to 7.75, and like yeah, like things like that. Like you know, like if you have a heavy board, it's gonna heavy and big board. It's gonna be really hard to execute any kind of flip trick. So like if you're in the learning stage of like learning stage where like you're learning like flip tricks, it's probably good to get your next board to be like lighter, and then probably like not too much concave. Like if you have like steep nose, it's kind of hard to flip. It like more easier to get caught by the yeah. So I hope this video helped, and then I'm gonna play like my clips in a real time, so like not the slow-mo, so like your mind doesn't like watching too much slow-mo. It's like bad for you. Like I'm serious, like if you watch too much slow-mos, like you feel like you have more time, but like best thing to do actually is go somewhere, find somebody who's good at the trick you want to learn, and then like bribe them or tell them they're awesome or something like that. Like, "Oh, I want to see it one more time, you know," and then like, so like when you see it in a real time, like you know how fast it like when you see heel flip in a real time, like or kick flip or trick flip or something, it happens real quick, like you know, like so yeah, like you know, don't watch too much. Like I'm only playing slow mo so you can see what's happening, and I'm trying to explain these things. But yeah, like don't watch too much slow mos, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, hopefully this helped. You know, like my mind is always like all over the place, so I just ramble quite often. But yeah, I think I articulated all the points I wanted to say. But anyways, like this video and follow, subscribe. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, I think that's it. All right, you guys have a good one, and see you next time. running figure.